Are you being creative in your sales process? Are you really taking the time to make sure that you're doing something in the most effective, creative way possible?
Are you building relationships and delighting people the way that you do when you meet people in person at conferences and barbecues and your friends' houses?
Hey everybody, welcome into another episode of Rev Show. I'm Rob.
And I'm Ruben.
And today is all about the creative sales method. That's right. Let's get creative with your sales messaging because you don't want to be an exercise, you want to be an event.
People always ask us, as a sales leader, how do I punch through the noise? How do I get people to respond to my emails, get people to pick up my phone calls, get people to get excited about the LinkedIn messages, and to get responses and ultimately to build more clientele? Well, in this episode, we're going to unpack what it means to be a creative sales leader. And there's actually 6 ways that you can do this. So stick with us in this entire episode, and we promise to change the way that you look at being creative.
The number one way to get creative in your sales messaging is to use, drumroll, dub. And in particular, video. You want to use video to be creative. The reason you want to use video is because people want to see that 3-dimensional version of you. The authenticity that brings all 3 sides. They can see you, they can hear you, they can really pay attention to your messaging. And you can add inflection, tone, all the things you can't get in a text-based communication. So if you want to start with 101, the very first step to being creative in your sales messaging, make a video. They can see you, they can feel you, and they can hear you with video. You don't get much better than that, do you?
And number 2 is to fuel your creativity based on the research that you do. Now, here's what I mean by that. In sales, it's all about creating relationships with people. But the problem is that we cannot break the ice unless we have something to say, something that captivates and attracts the other person, a reason to reply to our message, or to get into a conference call with us, or to simply pick up the phone. Now, as a sales leader, when you research the person on the other end, you can get all sorts of ideas on how to actually engage them. What is their background? Where do they come from? What is their origin story? What are they currently working on right now? And what are their hopes and aspirations for the future? If you can start to understand a little bit about their professional and their personal life, you can actually speak intelligently and personally to them, whether it's an email, a LinkedIn message, a video message using Dub, or even when you're on the phone. The key here is to make that personal touch, and that all happens based on your research. But remember, there's a fine line between creative and creepy.
Creative?
Creepy.
Number 3, create a character. That's not as intimidating as it sounds. I'm not talking about you need to write a fully fleshed out character like we have here with Sales Doc. Sales Doc is a character we wrote for Dub where he's a doctor of sales, and we have some gags related to that. You don't have to go to that level. Just understand that what we say about authenticity is absolutely true. We're not asking you to be someone that you're not. Sales Doc just leans into the funny stuff that we like to do here at Dub through the lens of comedy. You just have to decide, okay, what's something really kind of creative and cool that I can come up with to get a message across to the niche audience or the particular audience that I'm speaking to. So just think about it in that. So when you think of a character, think about bringing out the best parts of you, the parts where you know you're super effective in communicating. Lean into your talents. So when we say create a character, we mean lean into you, lean into the authenticity, have fun with it, and make sure you're getting that message across. And when you're building a character, start with the foundation of yourself. That's one of the biggest things you can do. Don't rush it, take your time, think about it, write it out, but understand this is a process. You're not going to hit a home run on the first try. But the great thing is, you just keep trying and you'll come up with something that's super effective as long as it's based in you.
I know what you're probably thinking. Creating a character is something that's terribly daunting. It's something that probably people with a writing background or an acting background, theatrical background, like this guy. The fact of the matter, though, is that a character does not have to be something that's terribly dramatized, something with a costume and a funny accent. A character is simply a persona that we project. In fact, if you speak to some of the most successful people on the planet, they have a character. People like Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, Richard Branson. In interviews, they'll actually admit that they have a character that they simply project and they just simply lean into. And I think the reason why this is so effective is because it gives us distance to who we are on video. It actually liberates us to show a different side of our personality. Not who we are on a daily basis, but rather who we want to become.
Very persuasive, Mr. Bond. Number 4, copywriting. So copywriting takes a lot of forms in the world. You have it for ads, you have it for videos, you have it for marketing, you have it for sales copy, all kinds of stuff. But the thing you want to remember with copywriting, this is going to sound very repetitive, but it's very true, authenticity of your message. If you are writing your own copywriting, well, it's coming directly from you. If copywriting is being written for someone else and you're delivering the copywriting, well, then you got to make it your own. But in this case with copywriting, we're talking about you coming up with the copy. What is the most effective sales message you can make? Is it funny? Is it creative? That's what this is all about. Get creative with your copywriting. Do your research like Ruben was talking about earlier. The research, whether it's on a person or the industry in general, if it's going out in a bulk message, is very important because if you don't understand the industry, how are you going to get creative with the message? So the research is monumentally important. Within the writing of the copywriting, you want to make sure you are absolutely being creative at every turn you can in that message because remember, you're not going to have all day to make that message. These videos that go out are on the shorter end. People are in a hurry. They don't have all day to watch your video if you're not going to get to the point. Have the creativity come in right off the bat with your writing. What's the biggest thing people notice in YouTube videos and videos in general? They want to be hit in the face right away. Boom, hit it with me. What is it? Is it funny? Is it creative? It needs to be both those things. You got to lean into the copywriting in terms of your authenticity and how you're delivering that message.
A lot of people in sales that are very well respected actually say that copywriting is one of those things in sales that too many people do not learn how to do. The fact of the matter is that copywriting is something that needs to be learned. And there are certain ways to copyright in a way that not just entices and piques curiosity, but it also gets people to convert. In fact, stay tuned for a video that we have coming up, the gas pan method.
Did you say gas?
Yeah, but this gas is not $10 a gallon.
Number 5, visual storytelling. Well, that leads right back to the original part of this list. First way to be creative in sales, do video, right? We did a whole nother rev show about visual storytelling. So check that out. It's really important. We got really detailed in there. But the big thing to remember with visual storytelling here in this rev show episode is you always want to lean into your messaging. So when you talk about something in sales, remember, you want to tell a story. Show, don't tell. So when you're shooting your videos, if you're talking about a particular product or service, show that product or service. You don't have to get crazy and sit in a studio. If you're talking about a product that's in a car, grab the mobile app, get into the car, show the product, show you, get into the storytelling aspect of this. There's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. You got to take the person on a journey. So when you're visually showing them where they're going, it's much more engaging than reading the text of that story.
Now, number 6 is one of our favorites, which is to build a platform for yourself. Build a pedestal. This is your show. It's your chance to be creative in whatever channel, medium, format you'd like to be creative in. Your podcast, your YouTube show, getting interviewed by people, creating social media videos. All of these things are available for you to be able to be creative, to take risks, to take chances and to try different things and see what sticks. And then based on what works, double down on that. And then to continue to do that. Because once you find your persona or your character or your voice or your vibe, the sky is the limit and it starts to become more and more comfortable. The key is in the work and the creativity because creativity converts. That's right. Creativity converts.
Are we talking about practice?
Well, practice.
Are we talking about practice?
That's the 7th. That's the secret.
The hidden number 7? The hidden number 7.
This is a bonus number.
Oh, wow, okay.
You must practice. A lot of people think that creativity is something that we're born with. And yes, it might be that, just a little bit. But guess what? Those people practice more than anyone.
But they're born with the clay. You've got to mold the clay, and you've got to
That's right.
know how to do it. So that's what it's all about.
It's like what Bob Ross said. You got to just let those clouds happen. Just let it happen.
Maybe there's a happy little cloud right here, and maybe there's a happy little fern tree, and just maybe there's a happy little lake.
Well, I mean, if you watch Bob Ross and how natural he is, how many clouds do you think he's painted in his life?
How many clouds has he created in his life? Not many. A lot of sunshine.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to this channel and leave a comment. We would love to hear from you. In fact, tell us your favorite creative method to drive sales.
See you next time, everybody.
I don't know what my line is. What's my line? What's my line?
You are make connectivity based on research. This is number 2.
Okay, here we go.
Make sure you say number 2. Number 2.